Well, in fresh developments this evening in the Pulwama terror attack and the aftermath of the decisions that the Indian government has taken after withdrawing the most favoured nation status to Pakistan, India has now raised the basic customs duty on all goods exported from Pakistan to 200% with immediate effect. These are the kind of repercussions that India was talking about when it had its cabinet security meeting, where the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley came out and told the media that there were 4 specific decisions that were taken, one of them being the withdrawal of most favoured nation and putting pressure on India diplomatically. Both of these is what the Indian government has been acting on for the last 48 hours. And so this is the repercussion, of course, that Pakistan will be facing a 200% raise in the custom duty on goods exported from Pakistan with immediate effect. This happening even as in the last 24 hours or more, India has met and spoken with several ambassadors and representatives of different countries, whether it is the developing world or the developed world, whether it's the Gulf nations, the P5 nations, or our neighbors here in Asia as well. And India has vowed to put more pressure on Pakistan. And this is going to be hitting Pakistan hard. And of course, there will be more decisions to be taken, whether the Indus Water Treaty is one of those things that should be also pulled back on, as well as the fact whether the government has made it clear that there could possibly be a military strike. The Prime Minister has minced no words in saying that he is giving a free hand to the Indian forces to react in the necessary way possible to this deadly attack in Pulwama, in which 40 of our CRPF men were killed in that brutal attack that was carried out by the Jaish-e-Mohammed. And this is now, as we're seeing minute after minute, hour after the Indian government pushing hard against Pakistan. Siddhant Sibal is now live with us on the phone line for the very latest on this. And Siddhant, clearly the government acting very swiftly, very fast, and this is going to hit Pakistan hard. These are the things that India was talking about to economically put pressure internationally as well and diplomatically. Tell us more.
Well, yes, India is working on 3 fronts now: diplomatically, economically, and militarily. We have seen action when it comes to diplomacy and economics. Just a few minutes ago, approximately 15 minutes ago, we saw that report coming that India has officially withdrawn the most favored nation status to Pakistan, and of course the custom duty will be increased by 200%. What does it mean basically? It means that if a Pakistani businessman is exporting to India now, he will have to pay 200% extra, which of course is a big loss to the businessman. And of course a beleaguered economy. We know how the Pakistani economy is under severe stress, with Imran Khan going around here and there, from Riyadh to UAE to China to IMF to get money for the economy in dollar terms. But talking about diplomatically, India has been briefing the envoys also. Today a different set of envoys were briefed, which include ASEAN, Africa, Central Asia, and of course the non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Yesterday 25 envoys were briefed, and a few minutes ago the Thai envoy tweeted that he has already conveyed what India had to convey him, brief about him, and this will of course set the wheel in rolling. So we do expect more action, and as you just mentioned, that with each passing hour there are developments taking place from New Delhi.
Right, Siddhant, thanks very much indeed for joining us with those fresh details. Well, details are also emerging on the terror attack in Pulwama, which is now being investigated by the NIA. Now, eyewitnesses have told investigators that the Pulwama terrorist Adil was driving a red eco car. The escort's car in the convoy asked the red vehicle to move away from the convoy, but he kept moving towards them. Sources also say that the terrorist hit the bus after 2 or 3 attempts before finally slamming the bus. He was following the convoy from Jammu, we believe, and reports also say that he had done at least 3 recce's off the area in the past before actually conducting this attack. Now, sources are also telling Wion that the Pakistani terrorists responsible for the Pulwama terror attack, masterminding it rather, have been identified as Rashid Ghazi and Kamran. Now, they are the main commanders of the terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed, and both are believed to be in and around Tral in Jammu and Kashmir. They are the men who trained the attacker Adil for the terror attack. Sources also say that Ghazi is said to have fought in Afghanistan. He was handpicked by the Jaish-e-Mohammed Masood Azhar, Chief Masood Azhar. The motive of the attack was to avenge the death of Masood Azhar's nephews. Ghazi is believed to be an IED expert, and our Srinagar correspondent Ishan Wani has the details.
Well, yes, sources are indicating to us that Abdul Rashid Ghazi, who had entered Kashmir Valley in December, and he was the brain behind this particular attack. That's what the sources have told Wion. They are saying that apart from Ghazi, he was accompanied by two other people who came and infiltrated into the Indian side from the line of control and was residing in Pulwama. Remember, in that month only, Jaish-e-Mohammed released a picture of Ghazi saying that he is someone who has fought in Afghanistan and was a war veteran. After which the forces had launched a manhunt to nab him down, because he's someone who is an expert in making an IEDs, because locally you wouldn't see people who can make IEDs. So he is the person and the brain that the security forces believe is behind this particular big attack. Remember, he has been, so according to sources, he was handpicked by Jaish-e-Mohammed Chief Masood Azhar to carry out this particular attack in the South Kashmir after his two nephews were killed in different gun battles in Kashmir Valley. Now remember, this had alerted security agencies soon after his report emerging that he had come and made his base in Pulwama district, where he was tasked to train all these local militants, because they are not able to cross across from the line of control.
Meanwhile, Wion has also been provided with exclusive details on the attack on the CRPF convoy. Now, firstly, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the group behind this attack, has been using fresh recruits in suicide bombs recently. This because fresh recruits have fewer chances of coming under in the intel radar. The suicide bomber, Ahmad Dar, was a C-grade terrorist. Now, the use of a local car and a local terrorist shows that the Jaish-e-Mohammed has been increasingly recruiting local resources. The Jaish-e-Mohammed had declared February as the month of the Jaish, hence the call for strike. Another aspect that is that the Kashmir Valley is under their radar. The key conspirator of the Pulwama attack, Adil Urf Hashim, has been traced to the region of Tral. The Jaish-e-Mohammed has been planning another suicide attack, we believe, under this man Hashim, who is trying to enter Jammu and Kashmir, we believe, through Punjab in Pakistan. Let's now come to the kind of explosives that were used in the deadly attack against security forces in Jammu and Kashmir. The initial probe indicates that the use of RDX, the forces had curbed the circulation of RDX in the valley. This means that the explosives came from across the border. Meanwhile, the Army's independent assessment showed that ammonium nitrate was most likely used in this attack.